Now we are moving to the last group of landforms that we are going to discuss, that is marine landforms. Okay, marine landforms. So this is your second part of our session. Second part of session, that is marine landforms. So last type of landforms. So we have covered fluvial landforms, glacial landforms, aeolian landforms, most recently karst topography, and now last, that is marine landforms, the second part of the session, marine landforms. Now where do you find marine landforms? Most obvious, in the coastal regions. So that's why they are also called as coastal landforms, and coastal landforms are formed by the action of sea waves. Yes or no? By the action of sea waves. So that's why the marine landforms are also called as the coastal landforms, by the action of sea waves. You know this, right? Fluvial landforms are formed by the action of running water, basically rivers. Glacial landforms, the movement of ice, that is glaciers, the movement of glaciers. Then the aeolian landforms are formed by the action of wind. Then we have discussed about the karst topography, right, where karst landforms can be seen where by the action of underground water. Yeah, underground water and dominated by limestone, CO2. Then marine landforms or the coastal landforms are formed by the action of sea waves. This is very much important. And for each category we all detailedly discussed about erosional and important. We well know. Okay. Right. So the coastal landforms are formed by the constant action of sea waves, tides and ocean currents, majorly the sea waves, ocean current, because these waves or the tides, the ocean current push water towards the coast. Okay, right. First starting with sea cliff. First erosional landform, sea cliffs. Sea cliff. So one of the most scenic beauty structures, right, sea cliffs. సినిమాలలో హీరోయిన్ ఇక్కడ హీరో ఇక్కడ ఉండి డాన్స్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు ఎడ్జ్ మీద ఉండి, అవునా? చూసినారు ఎప్పుడైనా? ప్రదీప్ అయితే నేను సార్ సివిల్స్ క్రాక్ చేసే వరకు సినిమాలు చూడాను. సార్ ఎనీవేస్, నో హౌ ది స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్ బై ద యాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ సీ వేవ్స్. యాక్చువల్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ముందు నుంచి ఇంత లేదు, ఇంకో ఇంతవరకు ఉండేది ఇట్లా. Okay, so constantly waves will, what they will do, it will hit the bottom structure. Waves ikkada varaku bolevu, but em chestayi, underground at the bottom level it will constantly hit, and because of that what happens, itlunde structure cast itla ayipotadi. Okay, furtherly now the base lost its the top structure will lose its base and it will collapse like this, and finally it will forms street structures like this. These are called as sea cliffs. Understood? So sea cliff is an which type of landform? Erosional landform formed by the action of sea waves. Okay. Next, wave cut platform. Simple wave cut platform. Wave cut platform. So when the waves hit the sea cliff, then sea cliff turns into a elevated structure like that, okay. And when the uneven structure was made steep because of the action of sea waves. Now at the bottom, what are all the material it is that deposited there, but now the sea waves will scratch this region and make a platform like this, and this is called as wave cut platform. Got my point? So initially, on parallelly the sea cliffs and wave cut platform form parallelly. ఇది ఫామ్ అయ్యే వరకు అది వెయిట్ చేయడం ఇదేం ఉండదు, ప్యారలల్ జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. సో సీ క్లిఫ్ ఇట్లా ఉంది. నౌ because of the constant action of the sea waves, the bottom structure will be polished and formed into a wave cut platform. So sea cliff, wave cut platform, these are all erosional feature. Next, sea caves. Sea caves. Sea caves are different from karst caves. Karst caves are formed by the action of underground water. Sea caves are formed by the action of sea waves. Now how these things will form, let us see. Okay. So imagine this is, let me explain here itself. This is a structure, okay, sea wave structure. So constantly sea waves come and hit this structure, right? And wherever there is soft rock, that soft rock part get eroded and forms into caves. Getting my point? So sea caves are formed by the action of sea waves. So prolonged attack of the waves against the base of the cliff, because of that what happens, holes are formed, forming sea caves like this. Okay, understood? Sea caves. Next concept, sea arch. Now initially this structure was connected, so it was initially a cave like structure. Now because of the repeated action of the sea waves, or when two caves approach on the other side, only one single structure may form, that is sea arch. Getting my point? Arch type of structure మిగిలిపోయి ఉంటుంది. Then this is called sea arch. So when two caves approach one another from either side, they unite and form a bridge like structure like this. Just remember that it is formed by the action of sea waves, sea arch. Now after some time what happens, the arch also gets collapsed and forms into sea stack. Next, sea stacks like this. Okay. Earlier it was a sea cliff. Now sea cliff at the base it goes eroded and formed into cave. Okay. And before further then it formed into sea arch. Now that because of erosion that sea arch collapsed and this has become an individual called sea stack. Okay, right? చాలా మంది బాయ్స్ దీనికి రిలేట్ అవుతారు, సింగిల్స్ కనెక్టెడ్ ఉండకుండా కదా. తర్వాత లాస్ట్ స్ట్రక్చర్ సీ స్టంప్. Due to the increase in the water level or erosion level, the structure will decrease that height, forms sea stumps. Okay. So what you have covered: sea cliffs, wave cut platform, sea caves, sea arch, sea stacks and sea stumps. Okay. Next, capes and bays. Capes and bays. Bays ni coves kuda antaru. How they are formed, let us see. Caves and bays. Do you know the difference between bay generally and gulf? You generally listen, right? These to them. So if you look at the India map, This is called Bay of Bengal. This is called Gulf of Khambat and Gulf of Kutch. So what is Gulf? So narrow part of ocean and chinna part, narrow ante this is narrow, this is broad. So the narrow part of the ocean intruding into the landmass, or narrow part of the ocean, small part of water body covered by land. So this is called Gulf. What is bay? It is also part of ocean, but it is also covered by land, but it is very broad. Here it is narrow. That is the difference between Gulf and bay. Anyways, coming to our topic, capes and bays. Do you know what is Cape? Cape of Good Hope, history lo gurtunda? Africa, Indian. So Cape of Good Hope in South Africa, Cape Town, there is Cape Town, right? Cape of Good Hope. Now what is this capes? So initially the structure of the coast will be like this, okay? So wherever there is a hard rock, that structure will remain like this, pointing towards the sea, and wherever there is soft rocks, that part is getting eroded, and eroded part will form bay, and the hard rock, the headland part, which is the resistant, which is intruding into the sea, that is called as cape. Okay, so it looks like this. The point which is intruding towards the land, it is called cape, and which has the part got eroded, and where the water body is intruding towards the land, it is called bay. If it is narrow, it is called Gulf. Okay, yeah. Now what is this? Bay. What is this? Cape. This is cape, this is Gulf. And basically these kind of bays or the narrow regions, these kind of regions are suitable for the establishment of harbors. You know what is harbor? Harbor ante telsa? Fishing harbor. Shipping harbors. No, ships given harbor. Ideal place because they are protected from the sea waves. Enclosed undi chudandi itlanti places. So Vizag is also a natural port because of the Dolphinos mountains. Dolphinos hills ocean loki intrude aitayi. So a protection valla it is an important port area. Okay, so naturally this is clear. This is cape and it is bay. No, depositional landforms. Depositional landforms. Beaches. First, beaches. Most common type of landform that you know, right? Okay. So all the sand, gravel, stones that seas carry will be deposited on the shore. Shore is what nothing but the coast, forming beaches. Okay, so the sea waves will carry sand, gravel along with them and will be deposited on the coast, and they are called as beaches. Okay. Next, bars. Okay. See, more or like our life is like ocean. Okay. అందరికీ సముద్రం ఒకటే కదా, అందరికీ లైఫ్ కూడా ఒకటే. స్విమ్ చేసినోనికి ఆనిముత్యాలు దొరుకుతాయి, పర్ల్స్. ఓకే. షిప్పింగ్ వచ్చినోనికి, ఫిషింగ్ వచ్చినోనికి ఏం దొరుకుతాయి? చేపలు దొరుకుతాయి. షిప్పింగ్ వచ్చినోనికి ఏం దొరుకుతుంది? డబ్బులు, ట్రేడ్ దొరుకుతుంది. ఏం చేయడానికి? బీచ్ మీద కూర్చొని చూస్తూ ఉంటాడు అంతే. లైఫ్ కూడా అంతే. నువ్వు ఎంత వర్క్ చేస్తే అంత రిజల్ట్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే. And oceans are like museums. మనిషి పుట్టుకంటే ముందు నుంచి కూడా ఉన్న స్ట్రక్చర్స్ అన్నీ ఓషన్లో ఒక మ్యూజియం లాగా స్టోర్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఓషన్స్ ఆర్ బిగ్ మ్యూజియమ్స్. ఓకే, బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రీసెంట్గా ఒక బిలియనీర్ టైటానిక్ షిప్ని చూద్దామని టూరిజం కోసం అని చెప్పి సబ్మరీన్ వేసుకొని కిందికి వెళ్ళిపోయి వాటర్లో చనిపోయాడు. ఓకే, యా, సో ఓషన్స్ ఆర్ scope for encouraging great tourism, especially in the coast areas where there is corals. We'll discuss about this in oceanography. Corals ఉన్న place tourism, scuba diving. Recently Prime Minister Maldives ki visit చేసిండు కదా, Maldives అంటారు, లక్షద్వీప్, corals origin. Okay, anyways, so that we'll discuss in oceanography. So next, bars. Here you can write sandbars. Okay, so what is bar? So generally water beaches, the deposition of sand and gravel, these things on the shore, directly on the shore is called beaches. And if there is some kind of elevated structure in the ocean and the deposition is done on that structure, then it is called bar. Coast మీద డిపాజిట్ చేస్తే బీచ్ అవుతుంది. కోస్ట్కి ప్యారలల్గా ఆఫ్ ద షోర్ డిపాజిట్ చేస్తే బార్. అర్థమైందా? దాన్ని శాండ్ బార్ అంటారు. సో what is sandbar? So when a ridge of the sand or shingle in the sea deposited in the offshore, that is parallel to the coast, it is called as bar. So basically it's like barrier to the coast. Avuna? Next, so itla, this is bar. Okay, so when there is high tide, what is tides? We'll discuss about oceanography. So the rise in sea level is called high tide. Fall of sea level is called low tide. Generally this happens based on the position of the earth, moon and sun. I will discuss about this. So water will move high into low. So in case of the low tide region, you can find the bars. Okay, so basically what is sandbars? The depositional landform parallel to the coast are called bars. Next, tombolo. Okay, so already you have seen that there might be stacks in the ocean. Stacks. Okay, and other side you have coast. If the deposition or the sandbar, it is connecting the small stump or a stack to the coast, then it is called tombolo. Getting my point? Understood what is tombolo? Next, spits. What is a spit? So up to here this is cape, yes or no? Now the deposition of this sand, gravels, all these are is intruding into the sea, then this structure is called spit. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఆ ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ పార్ట్కి డిపోజిషన్ అవ్వడం, that is called spits. You can see here. So what is a spit? It is also a kind of bar which gets keyed to the headland of the base. That means the spits are projected depositional landform with one end attached to the land and other end projecting to the sea. Okay, end ఏంటి ఎక్కడికి అటాచ్ అయింది? ల్యాండ్కి. ఇంకొక ఎండ్ ఎట్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది? టువర్డ్స్ సీ. ఇట్లుంటే దీన్ని ఏమంటాం? స్పిట్స్. చూడండి, దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో స్పిట్. This is bar. Next, shawls. Okay, so they are also the deposits of sand and gravel which is generally seen near to the coast, not on the coast, parallel to the coast. submerged under the water, and these structures are more suitable for the growth of corals. Corals అనేవి underwater ecosystem, okay. So what are corals? The underwater ecosystem. So this is the coast, this is the ocean, right? So this place is ideal for the corals. Completely deep ocean లో ఉండలేవు అవి, ఎందుకంటే వాటికి సన్లైట్ కావాలి. సన్లైట్ ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతుంది? నియర్ టు ది కోస్ట్ ఉంటేనే, డీప్ ఉంటుంది, షాలోగా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి ఇట్లా. సో ది షాలో రీజన్స్ ఆర్ ది సూటబుల్ ఏరియా ఫర్ డెవలప్మెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? Corals. Remember this, okay. We will detail discuss about corals in oceanography, upcoming classes. Next, this is not a depositional feature actually. Lagoon. Lagoon. What is lagoon? See, this picture is see, this is a small bay, right? Imagine if there is deposition of sand and gravel parallel to this coast here, like this, okay. Now this is called as lagoon. Initially this place is not covered, it was part of ocean. Now because of the deposition of sand and gravel, that is sandbars, parallel to the coast, now this part get enclosed, మూయబడుతుంది. దీన్ని ఏమంటాం? లగూన్. వీటినే మనం లగూన్ లేక్స్ అంటాం. లగూన్ లేక్స్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ a lagoon? So sometimes due to the deposition of the waves and currents, both ends of the bar gets enclosed. So this is coast, so this is bar. So both ends of the bar get closed, forming what forms it? It is a lagoon. So sometimes due to the deposition of the waves, both ends of the joint gets enclosed. So sea water between the coast and bar is called as lagoon or lagoon lakes. So India is one of the lagoon lake. So this is a lagoon, you can see. Yeah. So Chilka Lake, if you remember, Chilka Lake of Orissa is the best example of lagoon lake. Similarly, we have a lake called Vemanad Lake, Nehru Boat Rough. When we discuss about Indian geography, we will discuss about this lake. Vemanad Lake in Kerala. Okay, it is also an example of lagoon lake. Most of the cases it enclosed, or sometimes it have some inlet. It is called lagoon lake. Okay, even the Pulicat Lake, there is a Pulicat Lake near to Nellore. This is Nellore, this is Chennai. So I'll draw a picture here. So this is the coast, right? And here there is an island called Sriharikota. Do you know what is Sriharikota island? Why it is important, Sriharikota? Sriharikota island. It is, yeah, is NASA, ISRO's rocket launching center. So this is the coast, this is Nellore. Okay, here you have Chennai. Now this part is also enclosed by this island and by the sand deposits. Now this lake is Pulicat Lake. So Pulicat Lake is between the Nellore coast and Sriharikota island. So it is a Pulicat Lake. So Pulicat Lake is shared by both AP and the AP Nellore part and Chennai. Pulicat Lake. It is between two states. So Pulicat Lake, Chilka Lake, Vemanad Lake are examples of what? Which type of lake? Lagoon lake. What is lagoon? The enclosed part of ocean by the deposition of sand and gravel. Then it is called lagoon. You can see normal part. So this is spit extending part of the land towards the sea. This is enclosed part. Now this is called lagoon. Clear? This is sandbar. this is spit, this is lagoon, this is what connecting island to mainland. What is this then between? Tombol. Is it clear everyone? Okay. Now you may get a doubt, sir, that all the deposits should be on the shore, right, forming beaches, but why sometimes these parallel structures are formed? So what happens is, when the sea waves come straight, but sometimes because of the winds, what happened, the sea wave changed direction, it moves longitudinally. Instead of moving to the towards coast, it moves longitudinally, and it will deposit the sediments longitudinally, forming sandbars, spits and lagoons. Okay. So this is about the coastal landforms. Okay. So try to answer this. How do ocean waves shape the coastal landform? Discuss with the suitable example. This is a mains oriented question, optional main question. But so by this we have completed the landforms. What landforms you have covered? Fluvial, aeolian, glacial, then karst, then marine. Okay. So by this we have completed the 5 important types of third order relief type of landforms. Okay. So from the next class we will start climatology. Okay. So if you want further information related to this, you can study the 11th class Ncert, the fundamentals of geography, physical geography, 11th class Ncert, which has a blue color structure, and you can also read book called G.C. Leong, okay, G.C. Leong book. So where they have detailed given about this landforms. Okay. So we'll meet in the next class. So we'll start climatology in the next class. Thank you.